Okay, go ahead, Tom.
Well, hello, everyone. Appreciate you getting on tonight for our second man-to-man Zoom. We had a great turnout last time. We had, I think, over 300 participants. We had over 1,000 people watch the recording. So you can get the recording out to your people tonight if they miss it. But our company is called Singular. We're a wellness company. We do weight loss extremely well. And this company has changed my life. This call is going to be more about the opportunity that Singular has. I want to throw a shout out to Freddie Elias for calling me 11 and a half years ago and changing my life. He knew I was fat, broke, and sick, and he reached out, he cared enough, and he's changed my life. So physically, I had some great results on the product. I lost 14 and a half pounds, 3 inches off my waist in the first 8 days, was down 31 pounds in 12 weeks, but I suffer from depression and anxiety, and just getting on the products made me feel better. I had more mental clarity. But Freddie told me back then, he said, look, he goes, there is an opportunity here for you to change your life financially. And I really didn't know much about it. I really just wanted to feel better. But I owed my dad $1,400 at age 47, and it really made me sick to my stomach to get to that point. I'm a former Major League Baseball player, was in the big leagues in '90, and about 3 months after I made it up, I was challenged with a health condition where I suffer from depression, and I lost everything. So for about 20 years, I was like a zombie. I was living month to month financially. I didn't feel good. I was eating the wrong food. And when I was introduced to this, that all changed and it gave me hope. So for me, financially, if I go back and think about where I started and where I am now, I at least have choices in my life because of the money I'm making. I'm able to give to charity, which I wasn't able to do. I always had to ask people if I could go camping or hunting or fishing on their property, and that really bothered me. So I made it a goal. If I could help enough people, I could go ahead and buy my own parcel, which I did. I went ahead and bought 78 acres about 3 years ago. And right now, at the worst time to build a house, Lori and I are building a beautiful house that we've wanted for 5 years. And yes, we have money concerns about that, but we have what they call passive residual income. And I'm going to have Michael Stoller talk a little bit about that at the end. The difference between linear income, which was what I always lived on, and passive residual income. And once I decided to get involved in Singular, the opportunity, the business part, and my eyes were open to the reality of what passive residual income can do for somebody with no limits, that's when my life changed. So we have so many great guys on here. I'm not going to take any more time. This is about stories of the opportunity mainly, but I want each guy to share quickly their product story. I want to bring on Doug Reardon first. Dougie's here in Illinois. He's a great friend of mine. So Doug, could you just kind of share what's happened with you?
Sure. Thanks for having me on, Tommy. Yeah. So basically, before I started this program, I was like overweight, broke, and I really honestly just wanted to lose weight. And then the business kind of came along secondary. So, but in my 8 day, I lost 12 pounds, 8.5 inches. And after about my 90 days was my goal was to get from 240 to 200. And I reached that in 90 days. So basically I knew after 8 days the product worked, and I knew after 90 days that I was never going to be off this product again. So the opportunity kind of presented itself after people started asking me, hey, what are you doing, And so all we did was basically share with people before Facebook really got big. I mean, we were sharing with people and just telling our story to people and having meetings and stuff. But one of the best things about it for me is like, you just shared your story with people, and then they tried it, and then they shared their stories with people. So it kind of like fell into a business. I've never done network marketing before. And I really kind of just fell into my lap, I mean, me and my wife are both doing the same, both two together, and then because like we were literally like living paycheck to paycheck before this. And then we like literally were every Friday was $5 pizza, sometimes Saturday too, $5 pizza from Little Caesars, And what really changed was after about 3-4 months of sharing with people, the money was like doubling, and then becoming like I could make a house payment with it. And then I could, one of my favorite things that I like to tell is like how we never went on vacation. Our kids were, I mean, they were like 15 years old before we actually went on like a real vacation where we flew somewhere. And when we had enough money to pay for that, we got back we were paying for our vacations when we get back and having the money in the bank. I mean, that's the huge difference there. Not to mention the people that we've met in the company are amazing. And then we've won a few trips, and we take our kids to all of the events with us because we love the people. And then our kids love to be there. They love to see all the people that we met through all the years, and the positivity. And then basically, so we've been doing this for about 9 years, and we've never had to pay for our products except for like when we originally bought them. And we keep a pretty generous income coming in from it to help us go on vacations and have stuff paid for. And like I said, we've done a couple trips for the company, and that's amazing too. But the best thing about it for me is, I mean, you just literally take the products and you talk to people, like what Freddie always tells me. And I've met a ton of people through the company that I become really good friends with. I mean, I can rely on the people from Zingler I've met more than I can my friends that I've had, through my whole life, because it's just they inspire me to be better, the people that in the company. And then just everything about the company has been great for us. So we'll never leave because we love the people and the products and the residual income and everything. So
Awesome.
that pretty much cover what you wanted there, Tommy.
Yeah. So the good news for you, Doug, is you can buy as much Little Caesars pizza as you want, although I know you eat very clean. So
yeah, so I don't even eat the pizzas hardly anymore. So that's the difference.
So one question for you really quick. The guys that are out there listening, we have a lot of women in the company, but what would you say to them? Would you say just to be open at taking a look, get back to the person that got you on the Zoom, and
yeah,
we
definitely.
have a 45-day guarantee on the products. I mean, it's risk-free, it's trial-free.
Right.
What if you wouldn't have done that?
I honestly don't know, because I have so many health issues that have been helped since I've been on the product. And of course, I've lost 60 pounds now, and I've kept it off for 9 years. And I don't even know, I honestly don't know where I'd be, to be honest with you. And then I probably wouldn't be broke as a joke, but I mean, I know I wouldn't be traveling with my family and everything. And I just think you give it a try, you get results, and the rest kind of just falls into place. I mean, you need to share with people. You got to be, I would say the hardest thing for me was being open to tell somebody, oh, this is what I've done. And then, but now it's so easy for me. I mean, I talk to people every day, and and they tell me their problems. I'm like, I have something that'll help you. I know you may not believe me, but I mean, just give it a try. I'm like, you get your money back. So, I mean, to me, it's like a gift. It's almost like, I feel like it's like a vehicle that you can help people get healthy and help people make money. And then my wife, when I first started doing it, like, we can help people make money and get healthy. This is amazing, this business, right? That's the way we kind of tell each other that when we help people. And like I said, I have a guy that I just called me, and he lost, I think 13 inches and 8 pounds, and he feels so much better. And then I got him to start sharing. And that could be a business for him. I mean, it's just as simple as take the products, talk to people, like Freddie says. So that's what I love about it. I mean, it's simple. It's a simple business that's easy to replicate, if you take the time to do it.
Right. Well, I appreciate your time sharing tonight.
No problem.
So I was a pretty good baseball player, but this next guy was absolutely great. He played with Jim Thome. If you don't know who Jim is, he's a Hall of Famer in the major leagues. But anyway, Brian, I know back then was a lot faster than me, but I could probably throw harder than him. But anyway, Brian Moore, would you come on and share your experience with us, please?
Absolutely. So thanks for having me on, and I'm blessed to share with everybody my journey. But the baseball thing is I was pretty good, but wasn't that good. So, it is what it is. God put me here for a reason on this planet, and I believe that this company is one of the reasons that he put me on this planet. So I actually went from real fit to not fit. So I ballooned up to 290 pounds at 5'7", which is morbidly obese. My energies were a 0 on a scale from 1 to 10. I just was like, I really wasn't looking for anything. I was not looking for anything at that time. I just thought I was going to be fat the rest of my life. And then, as Tom said, Freddie Elias, he was in the meeting that I was meeting with a couple people, and Freddie, and he looks at me and says, back then it was a 30-day empty bottle back guarantee. And I said, absolutely, sign me up. Give me the biggest kit you have, because when this doesn't work, I'm going to return it. And he just kind of laughed at me, and pretty much the rest is history. And the one thing that he said in that meeting to me was, are you open to a secondary income? And at that time I was, living decent. I wasn't great. I had a little bit of savings each month, but it wasn't amazing. Okay. And I said, absolutely. Who wouldn't want a secondary income? So he kind of groomed me from point one. And I've never done an MLM before. This is the only MLM company I've ever done. And it's just kind of been history. So I'll give you my weight loss story real quick. I ended up losing 14.5 pounds my first 8 days, 28 in a month, 56 in 90 days, 95 in 7 months. And I feel absolutely amazing. So I've been doing this for 5 years. And it's just been a blessing ever since. So financially, what this company has done for me, with never done have ever done a network marketing company, it's blessed me. I've never paid for products. Even the first month, even with that initial order, I had that paid off before the month was up. So I've never paid for products. And I've also had extra income flowing in. So, but the one aha moment I had, because I never really, I dabbled at it, is what I'd like to tell people. I dabbled at the business because I had another stream of income coming in that I was comfortable with. So I dabbled at it, but I own 2 non-essential businesses. Okay, now it's 1, because I sold one of them off right after COVID, which was a blessing. So when COVID hit last year, my non-essential businesses were shut down. I had no money coming in, and I had about 3 months of income for house payments, car payments, whatever it was. I'm starting to look at my finances going, I'm going to be bankrupt if this goes longer than 3 or 4 months, and then I'm going to be playing catch up. So I really dug into the business aspect of it, and it just boomed. And this company saved my house, saved my cars, put food on the table. You name it, what it did for me was a blessing. And it's just been amazing ever since. I mean, and it's not the fact that it's hard work, it's work, because you have to share with people, you have to get out there, you got to put yourself out there, you've got to be out there in front of people quite often, because it's a people business. I call it a relationship business more than a business, which is actually awesome too, because I get to meet great people like Doug, Tom, Mike, Steve, that are all going to come. You'll meet Steve and Mike here soon, but I get to meet these people I've never met before. And actually, going back, Tom, when I was growing up, he was one of my idols. I mean, it's like he didn't realize it, but I followed his career into the big leagues because that's what I wanted to do. And then all of a sudden I get to meet him, and it's like, oh my gosh, I was actually in a car with him at one point. I'm like, I'm in the same car as Tom Gillis. He pitched in the big leagues. Okay. Which he doesn't realize that, but that was a big moment in my life by seeing someone like that, even though I did play baseball with a Hall of Famer. But to me, the Hall of Famer was just my friend. This was Tom Gillis. Okay. So it was different, but the business is just amazing. The people are great. Everybody wants you to succeed. It does not matter who you sign up with. The one thing is, be open to the opportunity of earning a significant amount of income, because if it's your time, the good Lord's going to bless you.
Hey, Brian, can you take 60 seconds and just tell us what the importance would be for somebody to have a plan B in their back pocket, and what this could do for them, even if it's you start out, making an X amount of money per month, but it can grow exponentially. We had a good friend in our, my organization, Christy Applegate, who after 11 years got a call and she was out of a job, and now she's one of our top leaders. But can you just touch on that, and then we'll go to Steve?
Absolutely. So age 44, $49.50 last year. If I didn't have my plan B, I would not be sitting in this beautiful house that me and my wife built, to be honest with you. And I never realized that plan B was going to turn into my plan A. So having a plan B in my pocket was a blessing because it helped me provide for my family. And like he's talking about Christy Applegate, I became good friends with her as well. And I remember the phone call when she told me that she had gotten fired from her job, and she just poured into it. And she was in management at a big company in our area. And she earns more money now than she did in management at that company with our company. So the plan B, if you're looking for a second source of income, which most of America is, this plan B is crazy. The compensation plan is unreal. I'll just put it that way. So it's super important.
Appreciate it. So I'm going to bring on Steve Parrish next. We had him in our team training Sunday night, and the guy just filled me up, man. It was so awesome. And I watched one of his lives the other day on his page, and it just put me in tears, the way he's been blessed and now blessing others. But Steve, we do want to hear about the palm tree. He just moved to Florida. So if you could share your experience with us, it'd be great.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man, I tell you what, there's not enough time. I'm not even going to drag you through all the
You
time.
got 6 minutes.
But I know, so I got to talk fast. Well, let me just say, when I first started this program, my wife had started initially to fit in a dress, as some people know. But I was actually we started October of 2015. I actually started the product in December of 15, and I was fixing to turn 50 years old in January of 16. I'm only 5'9", but I was almost 200 pounds. And I lost 12 pounds my first 8 days and lost over 30 pounds in 30 days. I got down to 161 by the time my birthday came around. And the crazy thing is I didn't know how bad I felt until I started feeling good. And as men, a lot of times we try to lose it for vanity. I think everybody does it. They lose weight for vanity reasons. But I didn't know how bad I felt until I started feeling good. The cool thing was I had my physician and my cardiologist follow me. And during the whole time, the cardiologist was not happy. And I actually still had high blood pressure, even on blood pressure meds. I had been on meds for almost 15 years on anxiety and blood pressure, and started sleeping some sleep aids. And I came off all those in 2 weeks. And I've been off of them now for over 5 years. And I will tell you that when I went and saw my cardiologist, after my wife retired me after a year and a half of being in this business, because she was making more money than I was as a service director in the car business. God bless America. And she ended up, I went and saw my cardiologist the day after I retired on April 10th of 2017. He told me, he said, walked in there in the room. He had followed me for a year because he gave me 6 months. Then he made me go another 6 months. He threw his clipboard on the desk and he said, Parrish, your voodoo works. What can I do for you? I said, let me go in the waiting room. It was full. I said, let me go in the waiting room and tell everybody what this has done for me. He said, no, because you put me out of business. And he wasn't playing either. And every time I saw him there in Amarillo, we always see each other like Lowe's or places like that. And he said, Parrish, man, your crap works. And I really believe sincerely is that, I'm 55, and it was so funny. I was in Walmart today, and a guy that was about the same age, maybe younger than me, pulled up on a Jazzy next to me, and he looked at me and he said, man, if I was looking in the mirror, I feel like I'm looking at myself. Being sarcastic, of course. And I didn't know what to say. I was kind of speechless. And I thought, bless his heart. We got to get out of our way and let us get out of God's way and let him do what he's going to do, And on the financial aspect, well, I was doing the car business, and when I saw the checks that my wife was getting, and she was making more than I was within a few months that I was in the car business, and I was working like a dog. And it was when I just stepped back and let it happen because I wanted to see if it had legs. In a year and a half, I was able to step away from a job that after I was there for over 25 years. And you know what? I spent more time making other people rich, making other people's dreams come true. And I'll tell you what's cool, and you better watch it. Listen to this. My my owner of the company that I was working for just bought a house south of where I bought a house. That's what you do right there. You got to quit making other people's dreams come true. You got to start making other people's dreams come true. You got to start making your dreams come true.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I want you to touch really quick. You guys have been on a ton of trips, how much fun that is, the culture of the company. And obviously, you know, you and Holly have to hit certain ranks to go on these trips, which means that you're doing well. But just maybe talk a little bit about that.
Well, you know what? I never got any trips in the car business. And if it was, if it was, you didn't sleep very well because you didn't know what you were into the next morning when you had to go in front of a group of people. It was always a stressful situation. But I will tell you right now, they got the passport program, which you basically earn as you do good 2 months in a row. And I never, ever, there's not another business out there that does that. Not only do you get paid every single day, not only do you get paid for the work that you do, and if you work hard in the car business, they usually put you on a 90-day guarantee, and somebody else is making all the money and you're making a set salary. If you're working hard from the very beginning, like Holly was, and like we were from the very beginning, she made, what was it, over $23,000 in like 40 days, 43 days or something like that. We hit executive.
For compliance, we can't really say that.
Oh, well, okay. God bless me. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Oh yeah, that's right. Compliance. Well, let me say, all I know is that what I got out of this situation, I never got out of the car business ever.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, enjoy your palm tree. You didn't mention that.
Yeah. I got it in my front yard. Hang on. Let me see if I can flip it around and I can see it.
All right. I want to see it. Oh my God. There it is.
Yeah. I said, that's the tree. That is the palm tree that I dreamt of, envisioned since 1985 in Laguna Beach, California. And I got it sitting there, but that's a whole different video, right, Tom?
Yeah, that's another video. Hey,
Yeah.
man, thanks for sharing. I'm going to bring Michael Stoller on. Michael's just unbelievable, but, you know, he's got himself in a position where he can stay at home with his young child. He's ramping up this thing like crazy. He's a great trainer, great leader. But, Michael, I want you to share your product quick and your business, but then kind of touch on Singular's benefits, you know, shipping, you know, guarantees, stuff like that, linear income versus passive residual, and just a little bit about this opportunity if people are really open to taking a look at it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tom. Thanks for having me on. Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Michael, and I'm excited to be here tonight, and I'm going to share my quick story with you. And I have a friend from high school. My friend Lindsay was posting on social media, and I was watching her for 5 years. Saw these posts, these crazy transformations, like I'm sure most of you. I was very skeptical. I never liked or commented on anything that she was posting. I typically scrolled by, said some nasty things under my breath, and never actually asked her what it was. Fast forward, I met my wife now almost 6 years ago. 11 months later, we got engaged. She ordered her wedding dress 2 sizes smaller for ultimate motivation. And at that point, we needed to find something that was going to work because what she was doing wasn't working fast enough. So I put my tail between my legs. I reached out to my friend Lindsay. She gave me the scoop. If it wasn't for the guarantee and the ability for us to recoup our costs for getting started, we wouldn't have ever tried this. We had tried a lot of things. I had been in network marketing before. I've actually been in the industry for 15 years. I was with another company. I'll get back to that in a quick second. And we decided to roll the dice, but we were in a really tough spot financially. But we figured we have nothing to lose because we're going to get our money back one way or another. And that's exactly what happened. We decided to get started. We did our 8-day jumpstart while moving, which I don't recommend. It was kind of stressful, but we had amazing results in our first 8 days. My wife went on to fit in that dress. They actually had to take the dress in, which was pretty awesome. You know, for the ladies, they get pretty excited about taking a dress in. So long story short, I've lost 25 pounds, countless inches. After 5 days of using these products, I got up out of bed, and for the first time in years, I had gotten rid of horrible discomfort in my knees, I was keeping Kleenex in business from the time that something started to bloom here in the state of Michigan until the first frost. That is no longer the case anymore. And I just feel amazing. I actually fit in pants that would have fit me 22 years ago when I was a senior in high school. And that wasn't really my intention. I just wanted to slim down a little bit before my wedding. And now I've never felt better. And from a business standpoint, we knew that we weren't sending any of this back. It was working. We were feeling like $1 million. So what did we do? We started to share this with everyone and their mother. I mean, we were telling everyone we knew, we were posting on social media, we were inviting all of our friends to our testimony page. And within 2 weeks, we made our money back. And then all of our friends and family were loving it. We were still seeing the scale and the measuring tape move. And I knew at that point, I'm like, I'm not sending these leads to my friend Lindsay. Like, we need extra money. I can either just mindlessly scroll social media and not turn it into an income, or I can convert this habit into another stream of income from my phone. I used to work at Verizon, so I kind of already was pretty used to having technology in my hand every second of the day, all the time, except I was never going to be the CEO of Verizon Wireless. I was there for 6.5 years. I had the worst boss of my entire life. There was no work-life balance at all. I was treated like a number, not a person. I actually was asked to take a religious holiday off that was actually denied when I worked there. That's another whole story for another whole conversation. The bottom line is I wasn't happy. I was really miserable. Can any of you relate to that? Going into a job where you literally are dreading every day. And it wasn't just Monday. It was every single day that I went in. I knew that I just didn't want to be there. I made a great living. I had great benefits. I was working my way up. I worked in retail sales. I worked in business sales. I managed people in different locations. I opened up stores all over Metro Detroit. I was pretty successful for what that means inside of that company. But I was never going to create a future for myself that was going to be by design for me and for my family. And at that time, I didn't have a kid. My wife kept her weight off for 15 months until, surprise, we found out that she was pregnant with my daughter. And she is now 2. And I can tell you, as someone who grew up with a dad in corporate America who made a great 6-figure income, who was not really that present because he was working all the time, not because he didn't want to be, but that was just the nature of working in corporate America. He was in advertising. I vowed to myself that I would somehow find a way to be a present dad. And I have not missed a day of my daughter's life in over 2 years, with the exception of a all expense paid trip that I took for 5 days to Mexico, because Lord knows all of us parents need to take a break every once in a while. But for us, this has been a total game changer. I mentioned that I was with another company. Many of you out there have probably dabbled with other network marketing or direct sales opportunities in the past. This is different than anything out there. I'm going to tell you why. Because I've been there, done that. I spun my wheels for 6.5 years. I made enough money to cover my products before with my previous company and a little extra money, but really I have nothing to show for it except for an education and network marketing that brought me here to this company to completely change the course of my future and my family's future. What this has the potential to do is so much bigger than anything that's about me, even bigger than anything that has anything to do with my daughter. We are building something that's going to create a residual asset for generations to come inside of our family. Think about that. I don't know about you, like, I don't have like some big trust fund waiting for me one day. Like, that doesn't exist. Like, I had a pretty decent upbringing, but that's not something that I'm like waiting on one day. Like, I have to create that for myself if that's something that I want. When I talk about residual income, some people aren't totally familiar with what that means. It's basically making money when you're not working. Most of us are used to going in and trading time for money. And time is the most precious commodity that we can give up ourselves in this lifetime. Literally, seconds go by, we will never get them back. And that precious time that Steve was even referring to, I know that for Steve to be able to now not be working where he was working for 25 years and be more present with his children and with his wife, to be able to move to his dream home down in Florida, that is what's possible. So many of us are allowing our dreams to collect dust. And we just kind of go through the motions and have just made this decision that that's just what it's going to be. Well, screw that. That's not what it has to be. It doesn't. And not all network marketing opportunities are created equal. I was with a company where you had to keep inventory and catalogs and samples and all kinds of stuff and comp plans that were complicated, and it was just not easy. And I actually earned more in our first full month doing this business than my best month in 6.5 years with my other company. And so what's amazing is that we've been able to pay it forward. What we do is a lot like the franchising industry. I'm sure you're all pretty familiar with like how a franchise works. You're buying into a turnkey business. Here's the problem. In order to invest in a franchise, you typically need 6 to 7 figures just to invest to get started. And then the return on your investment, you might make 6 figures a year, but most people don't have capital like that to go and invest in something. What we offer is a personal franchise. We have a very simple system in place, no different than a McDonald's, which is the #1, like reigning champion year after year franchise everywhere in the world. We are no different than that, except we are a personal franchise that literally you can open up your doors for business for $49.95 and whatever starter system you choose to purchase to get started. And that's it. You have an experience, you're going to start telling people about it. Do you ever go to a great restaurant? A new restaurant opens up in your area. What are you going to do? You're going to go check it out, and you're going to have great food and great service, right? Great cocktail if you're someone who has cocktails. You're going to go and tell everyone you know about it, right? And then all those people are going to go there, and they're going to have a great experience, and they're going to go tell everyone about it as well. I'm a foodie, so I use this example a lot. But the truth is, you're going to tell all these people. Is that restaurant going to do anything for you? Are they sending you a referral fee? Are they even sending you a thank you note? No, none of that's happening, but you're doing it because you had a good experience and these are people that you like, so you're going to tell them about it. This is no different. If you wake up after using these products and you're feeling amazing, you're going to tell people about it. And with weight loss in particular, I'm here to tell you, you can't hide it. When you see the kind of results that happen with this system that is completely a game changer in the weight loss industry worldwide, you can't keep your mouth shut when people are approaching you and asking you. So keep in mind, when we talk about Plan B, this is the ability to be that. If we've learned anything in the last 1.5 years of just a lot of very intense things happening in the world, it's that there are a lot of people right now that are struggling financially, but there's also a lot of people struggling with their health. So if you're listening to this and maybe all you want to experience in terms of this opportunity is maybe just make your investment back for getting started, and that's literally all you want for right now, that's okay. We can help you to do that. We have a lot of people that join our community to do that. Most people see how easy this is and watch our system in action, and what do? They want to continue because then it's going to offset their continued use of using these products. And in many cases, much like Doug was talking about, is it's not only covering the cost for he and his wife to continue to use these products, they're bringing in a supplemental stream of income from their cell phones so that they can breathe a little easier and they don't have to rely on eating cheap crap because they can't afford to do anything else. And they were just doing what they had to do for their family. I mean, let's be real. Talk about restaurants. How many times do you guys go to a restaurant and see a family sitting there around a table? What are they doing? They're staring at their screens. We have literally taken a trend of what's happening in this world right now, and we're converting it into a secondary stream of income. Maybe you want to convert it into a primary stream of income. There are people here who have been able to do that. My friend who introduced this to me couldn't even afford groceries 9 years ago. And her income in 1 month right now is more than I made in an entire year in my prior job in corporate America at Verizon Wireless. And I did pretty well in 1 month. It's possible. So all I can tell you, if you take anything from this tonight, is keep an open mind. Know that not all opportunities are created equal. And there are only very few times in your life when an opportunity is going to knock at your door and you have the chance right now to open that door and see what it's all about. Skepticism is completely normal. Biggest skeptic on the planet for 5 years. Remember? Watch my friend scrolled by, didn't say anything. And now here I am, not missing a day of my kid's life. As a dad, like that's pretty rare, you know? It's really, really rare and it's really special. And my child is never going to forget that. She's going to know that we have been here and present for all of these moments. And we're also showing her what it means to work hard, because I might work in my sweats at home most of the time, but don't think we're not working hard, and don't think I didn't work my butt off while I was still in corporate America. So I would just say circle back with whomever's invited you tonight. Keep an open mind. If you haven't tried our products yet, try them. As the biggest skeptic on the planet, I'm here to tell you they're freaking unbelievable. I'm drinking a drumstick as we're sitting here. They're amazing. They will make you feel amazing. They will improve your health. They will finally help you to see results on the scale in ways that other things have not. And here's the best part, you guys. We've been around almost 12 years and most people have never heard of us. As the guy that's used to sling cell phones, when I tell them the company I'm with, the response usually is, oh, Singular. Wait, is that Singular? Like the cell phone company from like 15 years ago? And I'm like, nope, got out of that business. Totally different company, promise. It's totally different. Most people have no idea what it is. We've barely scratched the surface yet. But here's the cool thing. We're about to blow the roof off of this opportunity because there are things coming around the bend that are going to be so big and so much bigger than anything we've ever done. So dust off your dreams. They can become a reality. And even if it means just putting a few $100s extra a month into your bank account for your family, we can help you to do that. We're here to help you accomplish what it is you're looking for. And that's the bottom line. So if nothing else, I hope that you've walked away from tonight and feel inspired. Thank you to all of the guys who hopped on and shared your incredible stories. As you guys saw, these are guys from all walks of life, all different parts of the country. And we're here to welcome all of you in to our community. If you are ready to make a change and change your reality and change the course of the future for your family now and for future generations. Hope you all have a really wonderful night, and we'll see you guys next time.